When Robia Scott was 12, she saw the movie Flashdance and knew exactly what she wanted to do with her life. Within years, she was starring on TV and in music videos. And while she was successful, Robia soon realized she was chasing counterfeit comforters. Take a look.
Robia Scott rocketed to success as a professional dancer and actress in Hollywood. Her big break came when she toured with Prince and then landed a role in TV shows including 90210 and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But Robia's excessive spending and obsession with a perfect body left her unsatisfied.
I was always trying to look for that thing that would make me feel at rest inside of myself.
In her book, Counterfeit Comforts, Robia shares what happened when she gave up material things and what she realized was the one thing money could never buy.
Robia Scott is here with us now, and we welcome you to the 700 Club.
Thank you so much.
I don't think you were alone after seeing Flashdance and deciding you wanted to be a dancer.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see those pictures of the perm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody who saw it was so taken with the gift of dancing that I think we all wished our feet moved like that, but you made it a reality.
I didn't realize until I saw that movie that you could actually do that for a living. I was just a little girl, like so many little girls, dancing around the house. Yeah. And I saw that movie and I thought, oh, wow, I could do this. So I started with a big old perm. Yeah. And I did that and cut up all my sweatshirts and got leg warmers and then started training to be a dancer. And I went professional at 16.
And you really did make it. I mean, not just in the dance world, but eventually, after dancing for a number of years, you went into the acting field. Tell me about that.
Well, yes, I danced with Prince. I was Pearl of his Diamonds and Pearls album, so that was kind of my final hurrah as a dancer. I retired after that and started acting, and again, just trained very seriously, like a dancer would train, and started working right away. I did a number of shows, Beverly Hills 90210. I actually got saved while I was working on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Now, you know, here you are, you have these dreams, and you have accomplished what most people do only dream about. Mm-hmm. But what was going on inside of you at that time, Robia?
Well, that's just it. I really had reached the pinnacle, you know, that people strive their whole lives to achieve, and I was there in my early 20s. But even though I was very successful, and it was wonderful, I was traveling the world, and it was really fantastic. But where I was living on the inside, just, I was struggling. You know, I was struggling.
So was it a struggle just to find who you were? Was it a struggle just to find something that you were able, well, you already were doing something you loved as part of your job. What were you thinking? Did Christ or faith ever come into your heart or mind at that time?
Well, I was really just looking for peace. You know, I was a chain smoker. I was just nervous and anxious and uncomfortable in my skin, really dealing with body image issues. You know, being a woman, we women struggle in that area in general, but then being a dancer and an actress. So just inside, I was just tormented. Yeah. With, and I was seeking God. I grew up in Southern California, so when you're seeking God, usually there you really find the New Age movement. Mm-hmm. So I got very involved in that, but as I pursued that more, I realized that it just wasn't changing my life. I was still chain smoking, I was still tormented. So something inside of me knew that when I connected with God in a real way, that my life would change.
And food had become an issue for you.
Yes.
In your life, in a very big way.
Yes.
I mean, it was something that you used to control body image, and was that kind of helping you to feel in control of everything that was out of control in your life?
A little bit. I mean, I don't know if it helped me feel in control. It just really reflected how out of control I was. Mm-hmm. You know, I was just tormented about what I would eat, what I would not eat, how much I would eat. I was either not eating at all or binging or purging.
So you really had a bulimic rhythm going in your life.
I did. And interestingly enough, once I became a Christian, it actually got worse.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens for people because we have to get to the root cause of it, right?
Exactly.
And that's what you found. But it all started when you met somebody were you at an audition, I believe, and you saw a girl that had "I am" tattooed on the back of her neck?
Yes. I was seeking God, and I was in the New Age, like I said, and I just, you know, was waiting in the waiting room, and I saw this girl, and she had "I am" tattooed on the back of her neck. So I said, you know, is that like the New Age, you know, positive affirmations, I am the light, I am this? And she was like, oh, no, no, you know, that's "I am," the great "I am" of the Bible. She pulled her Bible out of her purse, started talking about Jesus. Everyone in the room's uncomfortable because as soon as you talk about Jesus, everyone gets uncomfortable. But I was fascinated because she was dynamic, and she brought me to her church, and that's where I started to know the Lord.
She really grabbed hold of you and walked you through the beginnings of the process.
Yes.
Talk in your book, I think it's such a great title, Counterfeit Comforters. I mean, I think we all do that in our lives, especially until we come to the place of surrendering to the Lord. We're busy trying to make ourselves satisfied and happy and at peace. Where did the title come from?
Counterfeit Comforts came from a moment in prayer with God. You know, I'd been a Christian for a couple years, and I was getting healing in other areas of my life, but like I told you, the area with food got worse. And I felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, you know, now that you're in the kingdom, now that you're really moving forward in your destiny and calling, the enemy, whose job is to steal, kill, and destroy, John 10:10, now he's going to turn up the heat, which he does with all of us. He finds our vulnerabilities and he goes after them. So into my Christianity, I was struggling more than ever. So I cried out to God and I said, God, what is going on? Why can't I get free in this area of food? And in my spirit, I didn't hear an audible voice, but I had an impression. I heard, you have too many counterfeit comforts.
Wow.
And I'd never heard that before. I hadn't heard someone preach that. So that was, I just really felt it was God because...
Did a knowing of what that meant come into you at the same time?
Right, yes. The Lord started to reveal it like the Holy Spirit will. And as soon as I heard counterfeit comforts, I was reminded that in the Bible, the Holy Spirit is called the Comforter.
Ah, yes.
And then God showed me that food wasn't really the issue. That's when I tried to diet or cut out food groups. I wasn't getting anywhere. He said, food's not your issue. It's the fact that, you know, when feelings are coming up, abandonment, rejection, disappointment, you don't know how to process what's going on with you. So you're running to a counterfeit food for comfort. And so food is really just a fruit of an unhealthy root.
And that counterfeit could be so many things
So
for
many
people.
things.
So many things. And so getting to the root is really what your book is all about. I want you to know you can hear more of Robia's story by getting her book. It's called Counterfeit Comforts. It's available in stores nationwide. And really everybody ought to read this book because for all of us, we run somewhere other than to God until we decide to let God really go to the heart of the matter. Also, Robia sat down earlier with our social media team for an exclusive interview. You can watch that by going to facebook.com/700club. Great to have you with us today. Thank you so much.